Hello and welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano, and today Hilary Miller's here from the Friends of the Thomas Crane Public Library. We've got a big update from the Friends coming up for you. Meantime, we take a look at the weather and the news first. Currently in Quincy, it's beautiful, lots of sunshine. It is 58 degrees right now. I think today is the pick of the week, really. Abundant sunshine, mild temperatures in the low 60s this afternoon, light winds, a lovely spring day. Can't get out of these chilly nights, though. Tonight, clouds will increase. Lows again drop off into the upper 30s. Tomorrow is nice, too. It's just a little cooler. Lots of sunshine, but highs tomorrow only into the mid-50s. Then we start to turn rather raw and damp. Wednesday, a lot of clouds, chance of a shower. Highs in the mid-50s. Looks like a washout on Thursday with wind and rain, maybe a rumble of thunder. Highs Thursday only in the low 50s, and could be damp on Friday as well. So enjoy the next couple of days. Sunny, 58 in Quincy right now. Checking out the news for you today, there have been over 1,600 ideas submitted by Quincy residents about the future of the former Eastern Nazarene College. Now, city officials have compiled the comments that came after a recent community meeting and some online forms and have published them on the city's website. The ideas include creating some senior and affordable housing, letting Quincy College use some of the property, creating a community garden and more open space, utilizing the gym, the playing fields, and the tennis courts for the public, moving the Wollaston branch of the Crane Library to the college library, and creating a performing arts center. And Mayor Thomas Koch has said that the city is close to reaching an agreement to purchase the 20-acre site. He says ENC is eager to sell the property in order to pay off some of their outstanding debts. The school closed last year after over 100 years in Quincy. Demolition of the old Quincy police station may begin this week. Chief Mark Kennedy says the inside abatement of hazardous materials is completed and the radio tower will soon be torn down. Kennedy says National Grid has disconnected the power and gas service to the old building, and demolition of the over 100-year-old structure will likely begin this week. The new public safety complex right behind the old station opened up in late March. It is now home to the police department, the fire department administration, and emergency management department. A formal dedication ceremony for the new building will likely take place sometime in June. City of Quincy will be working with some neighboring communities in an effort to make the coastline more resilient to climate change during a recent workshop to celebrate Earth Day and to highlight Quincy's efforts to improve the environment. Margaret LaForest, the city's Director of Coastal Resiliency and Sustainability, said the state is supporting the partnership in an effort to prevent coastal flooding.
We've just been awarded technical assistance from Coastal Zone Management to see if we can stand up what this Neponset Ware Coastal District Watershed Coalition is going to be. We had letters of support in our grant application from the mayors of Braintree, from the mayor of Weymouth, and we've since had the town of Milton and Hull commit to joining us, the city of Boston, and we'll be working with our upriver municipalities. So we are launching this with the Tetra Tech has been assigned our engineering firm from the Office of Coastal Zone Management. So we'll be starting things kind of in a behind the scenes, starting looking at our plans, getting the municipal staff together in the first 90 days of that. We also have a Climate Smart Community Initiative grant with Urban Harbors Institute and the Mass Rivers Alliance, and hopefully that funding for community engagement and outreach also comes on board for July. So this is something I'm particularly passionate about. You'll be hearing a lot more as this unrolls.
LaForest said Quincy is 5th in the state in repeated coastal flooding events. This year, the city will continue with a seawall improvement project along Manat Avenue on Howe's Neck. Weekday service on the MBTA Quincy Ferry out of Squantum Point Park at Marina Bay begins today. Service to the seaport, the aquarium, and Logan Airport kicked off at 6:15 this morning. There'll be 10 trips daily through 7:40 p.m. A one-way trip is $6.50 or $3.25 for those eligible for reduced fares. Children 11 and under ride for free. A weekend service will begin on Tuesday, May 26th. The current schedule will then end on August 22nd. That's when a yet-to-be-determined fall schedule will begin. All branches of the Thomas Crane Library in Quincy are closed for the next 3 days. The library is shut down as it migrates over to a new online library catalog system through the Old Colony Library Network. Officials say they have spent the past year working to bring the new system online, which they say will provide improved searching capabilities, online account management, and a mobile-ready interface. During the shutdown, patrons will not be able to search the catalog, place new holds, renew items, or update their accounts, but the branches will reopen on Thursday. It's our check of news for you today. Coming up, the Friends of the Thomas Crane Public Library preparing for a busy spring and summer season. We'll get the details coming up next. Welcome back. We are pleased to welcome back to the program our friend from the Friends of the Thomas Crane Public Library. Hilary Miller is here with a big update on lots of Friends activities. Happy spring, Hilary.
Happy spring. Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming over. Absolutely. We should do the show outside today. It's so nice.
We should have.
Yeah.
It is very nice out there, and you look very spring-like today.
Thank you. Trying to brighten the place up a little bit. But that's what the Friends do all year long, right?
We certainly do, or we'd like to think that we do.
You do for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's talk about, for folks who don't know, who are the Friends of the Thomas Crane Public Library? What do they do? What's their mission? What's their purpose? What's their goal? And who are they?
That's a great place to start.
Sure.
Who are we? So the Friends of the Thomas Crane Public Library is a 501c3 nonprofit organization made up of volunteers whose mission it is to support library programming by raising funds, but also raising awareness of what libraries can do for our community.
Yes. How many friends are there right now, even just roughly?
Yeah, we have a few hundred friends.
Just a few hundred?
And there's always room for more.
Of course. You can never have too many friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's pretty easy to join the Friends, too.
My next question,
certainly.
Hilary.
Yeah, you're reading my mind there.
Yes.
So, pretty easy to join the Friends. You just need to make a donation.
Okay.
So, these are donations that can be made online through our website. So through the public library's website, you can get to us. Easy just to put in an online donation. Okay. There is also a form if you would like to print it and mail it in with a check. We can certainly accept that as well.
Okay.
And once you make a $15 donation, it unlocks full access to the benefits of being a friend of the Thomas Crane Public Library.
Yeah. What does my $15 get me, Hilary?
So of course the most important thing is the satisfaction knowing that you've supported your library.
Yes. Yeah.
But also you will have access to our newsletter. It goes out twice a year, always full of great information. You get access also to some special sales in our bookstore, our Friends bookstore.
Which we're going to talk about a little bit.
We'll definitely talk about that a bit more. But also an invitation to our annual meeting, which I think we'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment too.
Sure, yeah.
So there are many benefits. And the donations, really you can make any amount that you are interested in.
Oh, okay.
Really, so if you think about it, whenever you make a donation, you can think about a program that you're supporting. So for example, a $15 donation buys crafting materials for the Cranium Makerspace.
Okay.
$50 contributes to the purchase of an annual museum pass, which those are always very popular, especially with the summer coming up and lots of time for activities.
And all the major museums, I'm thinking, fine arts, science museum?
Yeah, many of the major museums and zoos and aquariums, other sites in the area. So there's so many to check out.
Great.
And $250 will pay for one music and movement children's program. So it's really great to think about the ways that your donation can have a real impact on our community.
Very much so, yeah. And you can see those in action if you come and visit the library. You know, you can see the children's programs going on. We talked about the being outside. Many programs when the weather's nice out on the front lawn. So you can, and things you can actually see happening, knowing that you helped support.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And one reminder that we definitely have is not even the programming, but those lovely flowers, the flower beds that are outside of the main library. Yes. Those are supported by the Friends as well. And I don't know about you. Do you have a green thumb, Joe?
I try.
No, I feel that same way, but I'm sure.
Some more brown than green, unfortunately.
Well, I'm sure plenty of the folks here in Quincy have a green thumb, and the library is actually looking for volunteers to help out with gardening. I believe they're meeting on Wednesday mornings, but if anybody's interested, they should definitely reach out to the Friends.
Oh, okay, good to know, good to know. And I know that the Wallaston Garden Club also is a major maintainer of the garden.
Yes,
so,
very good friend of ours.
Yes.
Yeah, it takes a lot of people to maintain the grounds and the gardens across all of our locations.
Yeah, okay, good to know. All right. So, and you don't have to be a Quincy resident, right, to be a friend?
Oh, you can be a friend wherever you are.
Yeah.
You can also donate in honor of or in memory of somebody special as well.
That. Okay, that's good to know as well. So maybe if you have a friend who was a longtime patron who's since passed, you can keep that memory alive as well.
Certainly, or somebody who just loves books and loves libraries.
Yeah, nice, nice. You mentioned some of the Friends-sponsored events and programs, and you sent some pictures.
I did.
Yes, thank you so much for that.
Yes, thank you.
Pictures are always great on television.
Yes, we love to talk about all of the ways that the Friends sponsor programming.
Yeah.
Just last year, we had over 14,000 people attend programming that was sponsored by the Friends.
Is that right?
Exactly, yes. So that was 578 events held across all four library locations.
Okay. Wow.
It's a lot of people that we're able to reach.
Yeah, when you put that in that context, it's remarkable the impact that you have.
It is.
And these are all outside of the library's budgets. This is all Friends-sponsored events.
Yeah, so we're raising these funds through donations,
Yeah.
through sales at the bookstore, and it's not just we're serving one population at the library. There's a little bit of something for everyone.
Yeah, yeah. So let's show some of the pictures.
Yes, absolutely. Let's see what we've been up to this year.
What are we looking at?
All right, so
here,
this
Hilary?
one here, this was, let's see, I think this one here was the St. Patrick's Day felted gnomes. So you can see there on the table those little felted gnomes there.
Yeah.
That was for adults with the pop-up art school.
Okay,
So
all right.
that was a fun St. Patrick's Day activity.
Where's that location?
Now, I'm not certain
Okay.
where they were able to do this one, but I mean, they certainly filled the space, didn't they?
Certainly did, yeah. Do events sometimes take place outside of the libraries in the
They
community?
tend to take place in the libraries for
okay.
the most part, but there's so many different spaces to utilize in the
yeah.
libraries, whether it's at the main library or North Quincy, Adams Shore, all of the different branches and different nooks and crannies that they have to do programming.
Yeah, and it takes it into the community, right?
Exactly.
For the folks who live there, yeah. Okay, let's take a look at the next one.
Yes. Let's see, this one here, I believe this one is the Art in the Evening. So this is for kids ages 2 through 5 and their grown-ups to come and do kid-friendly art projects every first Thursday of the month.
Okay, good to know. And where's that location?
That one there, I believe this one is at the, which space is this? I think this is at the main library.
Okay, all right. But folks should check the website, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's it's a very full calendar on the library's website where you can see just about anything everything that's happening at the library.
Yeah, the consensus is this is in the children's room at the main.
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
Okay. Let's take a look at the next one.
We recognize that
I know
space.
where this is.
Yes, that's the Richardson building there at the main library.
Unmistakable, yeah.
Yes, this was a spring opera hosted or performed by the Maynard Theater Troupe.
Okay.
So yeah, really wonderful to bring that music into that really lovely space.
Live music, yeah, and performance as well. So very nice, and yeah, a stunning background for any event really, but instantly recognizable too, even
Right
if you're
away. We're so lucky
not
to
a patron.
have it.
Very much so, yeah. I think we've got a couple more to show. Yep.
There we are again in the Richardson building. This one here is the. I'm trying to get a good look at this one.
I believe this
might
was
be the Indigenous beading.
This was the Indigenous
yes,
beading.
very
one,
good.
yes.
So Indigenous beading was Sebastian Ellington, Flying Eagle Ebarb. This was an adult makerspace program. So we have adult and children's programming. Lots of crafting. People like to get their hands on things and get in there, and the Friends are happy to support that.
Okay, good to know. Maker's Space.
Maker's Space. The Cranium Maker Space in the main library is a place to really let your creativity run wild with trying all sorts of different crafting and art projects there.
Sure. Final one, I think, to check out here. Yes.
Yes, this one is for our tween hangout here. So you can see them. This is at North Quincy. They get together once per month, 4th grade through 7th grade. They can just relax and hang out and play games like you see them having a great time here. I'm not sure what game that is, but it looks like they're really into it.
Very engaged into it, whatever
are.
it is. Yeah. So this is the tween space. Not to be confused with the teen space at the main branch.
Yeah, they will eventually graduate into that teen space.
That's right. So something for everyone, literally.
Really is, yes.
Yeah,
whether they and something like this tween hangout, they could just come in and relax, make new friends, chat with their old ones. So it's really, some of them are really at your own pace.
Yeah, very much so. Or just a social meeting place, don't necessarily have to do video games, right?
Right,
just
exactly.
hang out and relax and socialize. That brings us to the main event that we want to talk about today.
Yes. So we sponsor a number of different events. You can definitely check the calendar on the library website for more upcoming Friends events. But the big one coming up is actually our annual meeting. So that one is going to be held on Wednesday, May 13th, 6:30 to 8 p.m. This is going to be in the Richardson building at the main library.
Gotcha.
And how this works is that the Friends will invite the public, but also their members, for their annual meeting, which will begin at 6:30 p.m. And then that's followed by a public program starting at 7 p.m. So come in and get the business, and then you get to stay for the really interesting public event. And we're so pleased this year that we're going to be spending an evening with a founding mother. So,
really?
Exactly.
Wow.
So one that Quincy knows very well, Abigail Adams. Now, she's not going to be here with us. However, you can really get immersed in her world through a brand new book that is just about to be published. It's not yet published as we speak right now, but it will be between now and May 13th. It's called A Founding Mother. It's by New York Times bestsellers Stephanie Dre and Laura Camoy. And they are coming to do a talk about their book. It's historical fiction focused on Abigail Adams.
Interesting. Wow, how appropriate too.
It is. It's great to have them here in Quincy, Abigail's home. And they're really well-known authors. They've also written books about Eliza Hamilton and Martha Patsy Jefferson, Thomas Jefferson's daughter. So they find a way to make history come to life.
So this is a public event that's taking place.
And it's free to attend.
I was just going to ask, is it free?
Free to attend, no registration required. Just stop on in. That part of it will begin at 7 p.m. And again, this will take place in the Richardson building at the main library.
And this is on May 13th.
Yes, and there will be light refreshments too. And I should also note that this event is also supported by Historic New England, who has the Quincy House right here in town.
Over in Walston,
also the National Parks Conservation Association and Adams National Historical Park.
So it's really a collaborative effort.
It is.
And it's very appropriate in America 250 this year as well.
It is. This is definitely appropriate because Abigail Adams was a pretty busy person 250 years ago.
She had a little bit to do with it, so history buffs, fans of these authors certainly would enjoy this. And just the general public as well, it sounds like.
Yes, if you just want to hear more about the story that they're creating, again, it's historical fiction. So they're not writing it's not a biography, but they're finding ways to immerse audiences in the world of Abigail Adams. And of course, that world is here at Quincy. It's Quincy.
Well, we're walking in it, right?
We are.
Yeah, exactly. And it might inspire folks to check out, nonfiction, the David McCullough series, perhaps, or at least watch the HBO miniseries. You never know. I'm guessing there'll be copies of the book available that night.
Yes, they will have them available for purchase as well, and I believe they'll be signing them too. So
I would
it's a great opportunity to get your book signed.
So that's really kind of the Friends' main event. Every spring,
is.
Right?
This is a big event for us every spring. Something to look forward to. Typically held in May, and we always strive to have something really interesting for our community.
We mentioned the bookstore a little while ago.
Yes.
Bookstore update.
Oh, bookstore update.
Yeah.
What isn't happening in the bookstore right now? We're so pleased to have our bookstore there on the first floor of the main library in the atrium space. You can just stop on in. We are open just about every day of the week.
That's a change,
so
right?
It's constantly fluctuating as we analyze how visitation, people come in and use the library.
Yes, yeah.
And of course, we've gotten so many new volunteers lately to help support expanded hours.
Oh, that's great.
So we are closed on Tuesdays and Sundays currently,
Okay.
but every other day that we are open, we have kind of a mix of some afternoon hours. Thursday evenings we're open for a couple of hours in the evenings,
Okay.
and then for most of the day on Saturdays as well.
That's great.
But if you can't come during those hours, there are still some options for you. In the atrium of the main library, and then also up at North Quincy, there are self-serve areas where you can make a purchase right there. We have them out and available, so you can browse and make your purchase right there,
Oh, all right.
self-serve.
Really? So is it kind of on the honor system? Or?
It is.
It is, okay.
It is.
All right.
So that one will take cash payments.
Okay.
However, in the bookstore itself, we do take cash and credit.
Okay, good to know. And the proceeds from those sales go to the Friends programs?
They do. So all of those wonderful programs we've been talking about,
Yeah.
the proceeds from the sales in the bookstore go straight to that.
Okay.
And of course, another way for people to support the Friends is by donating to the bookstore too. So it's the time of year where we have spring cleaning. A lot of folks are going
Sure.
through their
Yes.
homes, cleaning things out. So if anybody has any new or gently used books, DVDs, CDs, they can bring them over to the library. There's a place to put them right in the atrium when the library's open, and those will be used in the bookstore.
Okay.
They really need right now media, so especially DVDs.
Really?
So anybody cleaning
Okay.
out those DVDs this spring, bring
Yep.
them on over.
Some old movies that you're not watching anymore.
Exactly.
Just donate those and somebody can make use of them. Okay.
Yes.
I'm guessing volunteers are always welcome as well, right?
So you are always welcome to reach out to see if we have any openings.
Okay.
We've had such a great response lately,
Really?
though, that we've
To what
been
do you attribute that, Hillary? Do you think?
just more visibility.
Yeah.
The bookstore's in a new location. It used to be located sort of around back at the main library.
Spear Street entrance,
So
right?
we're a
Yeah.
lot more visible,
Yeah.
so people see the opportunities where they can really step in. We also have some really engaged members of our board, our Friends of the Library board, and other engaged members of the bookstore committee who are working really hard to raise those volunteers for keeping the bookstore open.
Good for them. Good for them. And you have snacks.
Yes, this is so important.
It really is,
Really,
actually.
everybody likes a good snack. Not a-
Well, especially when you're sitting down with a book, right?
Yes.
It's easy. You just sit there and munch away.
So if you're at the library and you are feeling a little munchy,
Yes.
you could stop by the bookstore. There will be a cart with snacks that you can pick out something you may like.
Yeah.
Also, some office supplies.
Oh.
So if you find yourself in need of some Post-it notes or a manila envelope, something along those lines,
Okay.
stop on by and we may have something for you.
Good to know. All right. You never know when you have to do a quick shopping trip. You can stop by and pick those up and help support the Friends at the same time. right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Excellent. The hours and everything are on the website as well?
Yes, if
Okay.
you go to our website, which is tcplquincy.org/friends,
Okay.
you will get all of the information there. And keep an eye on our hours because perhaps maybe we'll expand them at some point.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Depending on if you get more volunteers or not, right?
Certainly.
Yeah. Finally, I mentioned this during the news. There's a big system update that's happening this week, actually.
Yes,
Yeah.
right now, as we speak,
As
the
we speak,
library
yeah.
is currently closed.
Right.
So this is, I know folks are sad to hear that the library is closed.
Yes.
It'll be closed today through Wednesday, so it's a 3-day closure. It will reopen, however, on Thursday, April 30th. And the reason it's being closed, it's really exciting. I know we're sad about it being closed, but this is going to be really great for the library users as they are getting a brand new online catalog system.
Yeah.
So really upgrading it with all sorts of new features. It's going to be mobile friendly. So this necessitates, though, a closure of the library because they have to, if you think about, there are a lot of items in that library
Sure.
and pretty much everything needs to be switched over to the new cataloging system.
Okay. All right. So it's a Herculean effort. I know it's been underway for the past year, the background of it, right? But this is the actual switchover.
This is the actual switchover.
the next
We've
3
reached
days, yeah.
that point.
Okay.
So don't worry, though. The library will reopen on Thursday, though. All services at that point will be restored.
Okay.
Until then, though, no access to the electronic services, including Libby and Hoopla. Of course, the buildings themselves will be closed, and that's all of the library locations. It's not just the main library, it's every library location. But they will be restored. The new catalog will be live when the library reopens. And there may be some updates that some folks need to make online. If something didn't get carried over from their old account, such as a list of some sort, that like reading list, something along those lines. Things, so a lot of that has already been transferred over with their accounts. But if anybody has any issues as the new library comes online, don't forget they can give the library a call. And get some answers.
Okay, good to know.
But this is a really great move for the library, and I think we're going to benefit greatly from this update.
Yeah, it's part of the Old Colony Library Network, right?
Yes.
So you'll be connected to all the libraries in that network.
Certainly, it's a consortium of a number of libraries throughout the region, and it's a way for libraries to pool their resources and give even more access to folks in this area.
Yeah. Do you know, will folks have to update their operating software at all on their devices?
I don't believe so. I think they'll be able to access everything without any major updates to anything on their devices. Their passwords should transfer over. Their library cards should transfer over. So there's some information on the website, though, for folks with their passwords and PINs. So if anybody has trouble accessing it, check the library website and give them a call, too.
Okay, excellent. Lots going on, as always.
Of course.
Thank you so much for the update.
Well, thank you for having me. It's really a pleasure to sit here and chat about libraries.
We're always happy to stop by anytime.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Forecast for the rest of the day today, it's gorgeous. It's sunny, it's pleasant, in the low 60s this afternoon with light winds, so definitely get out and enjoy a lovely spring day. Chilly again this evening, upper 30s. Tomorrow's still nice, it's just a little cooler, so a jacket or a sweater, mid-50s with lots of sunshine. We turn cloudy here on Wednesday, a spot showers possible. It's definitely going to rain on Thursday, unfortunately, with some wind and maybe some rumbles of thunder as well. This temperature's in the low 50s, but then it'll be May on Friday. Thanks again to Hilary Miller for joining us from the Friends of the Thomas Crane Public Library.
Thank you.
Thank you to our crew. Thank you for watching Friday here on the program. Maria Dross Counseling Services stops by. We'll learn about their upcoming fundraiser. Meantime, you can visit our website anytime, qatv.org. You'll find all of our latest programs there, along with news, information, video on demand, live streaming, and more. For all of us here at QATV, I'm Joe Catalano. Have a great week.